Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday's TNT, and we might be titling it the Vaping and Extortion Special, but there's also other serious things to talk about, including protests in Bangkok yesterday by Burmese people over the second anniversary of the coup by the military there that's left that country in a real mess. Also, some shocking pollution in Bangkok over the past few days. We'll be reporting about that as well. But we are starting today with just a whole lot of these vaping stories to try and give you a bit of an idea what you may or may not be able to do as far as vaping is concerned in Thailand. And a lot of people who have said in the comments section it's ridiculous because we've got a situation where cannabis is seen to be legalised now, but vaping isn't. That's a situation we're confronting. This story from the Thai PBSworld.com, and a Pattaya cop transferred for allegedly extorting 30,000 baht from a tourist. Must have thought that was a good idea. I'll have a go at it myself. A non-commissioned police officer, so Thai PBS claims, in Pattaya has been abruptly transferred to the operations centre of the Chonburi Provincial Police Office. These people are just sidelined. They're never sacked. Then it seems rarely that they're charged. They're always just sidelined to another job. The man known as Nopakrit is reported to have arrested a member of the Chinese tour group as they were strolling down Walking Street on the weekend. An electronic cigarette is alleged to have been found in his possession. It's alleged that the officer initially demanded 60,000 baht in return for letting him go, but it was negotiated down by half. Some further reporting on this story by the PattayaNews.com, and it says that a senior Pattaya cop transferred for allegedly extorting money from tourist caught with vaping equipment. And there's a photo that they've been publishing with a big red circle that doesn't really show anything at all. I think I could have taken any photo and put a red circle and said that was the situation, but apparently that is a photo of the extortion. And just some further details from this story. The concerned officer, so these people say he's actually an officer, Police Senior Sergeant Major Nopakrit, head of the traffic division at the Pattaya police station, was accused by several Thai media outlets of extorting 30,000 baht from an unidentified tourist. And that happened on the 28th or the 29th of January. Apparently, the tourist bargained it down to 30,000 baht and gave it to the officer, who subsequently released the tourist without giving a fine ticket, or I note, a receipt. And the tourists then shared their peculiar experience with an unidentified tour guide who later contacted Thai media, who spread the news in the hope it would make headlines, just like the case of the Taiwanese actress Charlene Ann. And as a result, the concerned officer has been moved to an inactive post at the Chonburi Provincial Police Operations Centre, pending a probe. And we're talking about an investigation, not a probe as in alien abduction. And the Police Major General Kampon stated that relevant officers were looking into CCTV recordings of the incident and interviewing witnesses to protect Pattaya's dignified image. Legal action would be taken if the accused was found guilty. And I'll try and just give you a quick update of what we think you should do if you end up in one of these situations a little bit later after all these reports. The Nation reporting the Bangkok police crackdown on checkpoints after actress bribe scandal. And the Metropolitan Police Bureau is warning officers to abide by Royal Thai Police regulations on setting up and operating road checkpoints. 7 police officers allegedly extorted the money from Charlene Ann and her friends after stopping them at a checkpoint close to the Chinese embassy on Ratchadapisek Road at about 1 a.m. on January the 5th. And haven't we been reading a lot about that? The actress later told her story to Taiwanese media, sparking dismay in the Thai tourism industry, as well as an extensive investigation that's seen the 7 policemen moved to inactive posts. Tuesday's order said that all police checkpoints must be approved and supervised by senior officials at the inspector level or above. And down the bottom there, the station chiefs and their deputies will have to conduct daily inspections of police checkpoints in their jurisdictions to ensure they're complying with the rules. Bangkok Post going further in this story and saying that tourists extorted by police are safe from prosecution for bribery. This, of course, is a bit of a problem because if the police stop you and say, well, we'll let you go if you give us 20,000 baht, if you give them 20,000 baht, are you bribing the police? So the story goes on that tourists extorted by police will be safe from prosecution even though they paid a bribe, including Charlene Ann, who alleged she was extorted for possession of an e-cigarette at a Bangkok checkpoint last month. And then the commander of the Metropolitan Police Division 1 said interrogators would question witnesses in the case involving Ms. An in Singapore and Taiwan to ensure their safety. I'm sure they're very safe where they are, thank you very much. And it just looks a little bit silly, the police going out of their way to travel overseas to interview these people. I mean, haven't they ever heard of a Zoom call? The tourists involved in the case would not be prosecuted for bribing police and would be treated as witnesses because they were seen as the damaged party and were coerced by police. And camera footage, said the policeman, showed 6 or 7 officers approaching the damaged people and staying for a long while. Interrogators had pictures of the 14 police officers for the witnesses to identify. This is a little bit rough when they're putting the focus back on the actual victims and saying, we want you to identify the police. I mean, it was nighttime, a stressful situation. They probably at least had their hats on. Would have been a bit hard to see their faces. And down the bottom there, the National Police Chief has transferred the Hua Kwong Station Chief to the post of Chief of the Non Chok Station. Well, that's fine. He can just go off to another police station and keep doing exactly what he was doing before. He should be stood down, given an inactive post, and left there until some investigation has been completed. Here he is, chief of another station, just doing exactly what he was doing in the past. Now, Council English have said that the former massage parlour tycoon turned whistleblower Chuwit yesterday introduced a male witness of the extortion case against Taiwanese actress Charlene Ann. The man was introduced as Sky, a friend of Ann, and was the man who allegedly paid the 27,000 baht at the checkpoint. More about this in the Bangkok Post. Tourist told to pay or go to jail. A Singaporean man who was with a Taiwanese actress who alleged earlier that her group was extorted said police told him to pay up or spend 2 days in jail for having vaping devices he'd bought in Bangkok. And he said that the officers did not allow the tourists to use their phones and kept threatening to bring them to a police station. He said he was also stressed because in Singapore, it was a serious crime to bribe police. The Singaporean man said he would love to revisit Thailand in the future, but he admitted he was afraid of Thai police and had already learned the Thai word Thai, meaning extortion. Really? Does the word Thai also translate as extortion? If it does, oh, the irony. He also said that he remembered the faces of the police who stopped his group. And more from Khalsod English on their Facebook page. The Chief of Legal Office of the National Police warns foreign tourists and Thais that possession of e-cigarettes is illegal and subject to a maximum fine of 500,000 baht and a prison term of up to 5 years. Have they ever heard of the word proportionality? And police have the duty to enforce the law until it's amended. The problem is if you're a tourist and you just arrive in Thailand, walk around the streets of Bangkok or Pattaya or Chiang Mai or Phuket, you'd get the idea that vaping is legal because a lot of people still walk around using them, including Thais, sucking on these things for their oral fixation. And you've also got the retail shops freely selling them. Walk around any market in Thailand and you'll see these vaping devices freely available. So if you're a tourist, you'd probably get the idea, vaping is legal. And then you've got the whole cannabis issue because that's been decriminalised since June the 9th last year. And people would probably then put 2 and 2 together and get 17 and think, okay, well, vaping's probably legal as well because it's probably not that harmful. Well, surprise, surprise. So we go to The Nation and a bit more clarification on this. And it reports lawyer confirms possessing a vape in Thailand is illegal and can lead to jail. And a celebrity lawyer is warning people caught in possession of e-cigarettes in Thailand that they face up to 5 years in prison and a heavy fine. And the warning's been issued by Ronarong Kalpech, who often comments on hot issues via Facebook and TV, following public confusion after Bangkok police allegedly took a bribe from a Taiwanese actress. He also said that vaping in public also violates Section 42 of the Tobacco Control Act, which carries a fine of 5,000 baht, and the Commerce Ministry has banned imports of e-cigarettes, vaping devices, baraku, and electric baraku smoking devices in 2014. The ban also covers vaping liquids, and the Consumer Protection Board also banned the sale of e-cigarettes, baraku, e-baraku, and their liquids in 2015, with up to 5 years jail time and or a fine of 500,000 baht for violators. So here endeth our coverage about vaping and the whole extortion issue. Looks like at least one Pattaya policeman thought it might be a good idea just to try it one more time. So hopefully that tries to clarify a little bit about what you can and can't do with vaping. It just seems that the people in an office I used to walk in, at least half of them, would probably be in jail if they actually enforced the law. This is TNT. Thank you to our sponsors, 5 Star Marine. If you are down on the Southern Island, if you'd like to go and have a look at the islands, then we'd highly recommend you contact 5 Star Marine and check out their private tours. There's a link in the description. So it's a little bit chilly this morning, I think down to about 20 degrees. So I got out an old skivvy. I'm either doing a Steve Jobs or an Elizabeth Holmes impersonation. Could have got the glasses out as well, but I don't need them anymore. So let's go on to our next story, and we're talking about the Myanmar people rally for end to violence and resignation of the junta leader. This report by ThaiPBSWorld.com, and we can see all the people there rallying outside the Burmese embassy in Bangkok. There were hundreds of people there, and it's the second anniversary since the coup in the capital of Myanmar on February the 1st, back in 2021, when the elected government was shunted out. A lot of the leaders put in jail, including the leader Aung San Suu Kyi, and it's just been a basket case since then. Let's read into this story. And the Thai PBS World says that hundreds of Burmese people rallied in front of the Myanmar embassy in Bangkok to demand an end to violence in their home country on the second anniversary of the military coup. The demonstrators, many of them migrant workers in Thailand, displayed pictures of Aung San Suu Kyi, the NLD flag. NLD, of course, is the governing party at the time, and shouted for the resignation of the coup leader. Meanwhile, another group of Burmese people demonstrated in front of the United Nations building to protest against the military regime in Myanmar, demanding an end to the war being waged by the junta against pro-democracy and ethnic groups. Coconuts Bangkok reports that Myanmar's people need justice. Fury, pain echo in Bangkok on the coup anniversary. Guerrilla theatre performers acted out scenes of violence in front of the Myanmar embassy, where hundreds of protesters converged on the second anniversary to call attention to the Tatmadaw, that's the Burmese army's ongoing violent pacification campaign back home, and shouting slogans. Many at the rally wore the red colour of Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy party, which led the civilian government when the military seized power back on February the 1st, 2021, after fomenting conspiracy theories about the previous election. So I would have liked to have shown you some of that video, but I think YouTube would take the video down. Well, it was quite realistic, and just the theatre performers showing some of the tactics by the Burmese army against their own people. More photos there of the protests outside the Burmese embassy in Bangkok yesterday. Now, more about Bangkok, this from channelnewsasia.com. Hazy sky clouds Bangkok as the Thai capital chokes on air pollution. AQI readings of above 100 are considered unhealthy, while levels above 200 are regarded as very unhealthy. Readings in excess of 300 are considered hazardous. And yesterday, Bangkok came in 8th in the IQ Air's city pollution rankings. And the CNA article continues by saying that PM 2.5 is one of the deadliest forms of air pollution. They can penetrate deep inside the lungs, where they either remain for long periods or pass into the bloodstream unfiltered. And there's a photo there from the top of the Mahanakon building, which is the tallest building in Bangkok, well, in Thailand for that matter, and you can only see about a kilometre into the distance. And this is from IQ Air today, and it shows the world ranking of the worst air polluted cities in the world, and shows there that indeed Bangkok is number 6. And it's in pretty good company there of Kuwait City, Kazakhstan, Karachi, Lahore, Chongqing in China. And at the moment, the Bangkok Air Pollution Index, this is as of around about, 8 o'clock in the morning, it says it's unhealthy, reading at 178. But let's head further north to Chiang Mai, and it's reading at 152 there. So plenty of other places in the north of Thailand and north of Bangkok, which will be getting unhealthy air quality over the next few days, and we'll keep you up to date with that particular story. And that is about it as we finish our smattering of news stories from around Thailand on TNT. Please subscribe to the channel. On the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'll have Nick sitting next to me, and we've got a guest coming in on Sunday. We've got guests over the next couple of weeks. It's your opportunity to join in and contribute, argue, comment, ask questions, and we value your input. Everybody is welcome, and we look forward to your involvement on Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. Thai time. But from our little studio here in Phuket this morning, thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.